It all started with my friend Belinda Gillespie. She is the secretary at Pine Street where my children go, and she is very aware of my situation, especially not only being a single mom of 4, but I have a terminally ill special needs child, and you guys had a healing session here, and she called me and asked if I would be part of that. I was looking for a new church. I'd been praying about it. I did not think that I would ever be Baptist. So I was going to come just, because any healing and prayer for my child I welcomed. So I was just going to come. Well, I loved it so much that I decided the next weekend that I would bring all of my children. And they loved it. So we continued to come.
Before we had dated, I had been on Facebook and we had been friends on there. And I would read her post about her situation with Grace and how she was with her life, even though that was a very difficult situation and impossible one that it seemed to be raising Grace and all the kids by herself, that she lived a good life and she was happy through it all. And she posted about faith and God and everything. And I guess for the 2 years before we started dating, it affected me well before we even started dating. And I wasn't Christian when we first started dating. I had been earlier in my life when I was a child and being raised in a Presbyterian church, but I fell from grace, I guess, when I got older. And it's because of her that I came back to church and came to know God again.
Yeah, I know what God says about being unequally yoked. So I basically dated him to kill the 2-year curiosity. And so when he invited himself to come to church with me, I was a little taken back and nervous. He had super long dreads that he'd been growing for 9 years. So I knew that everybody would see him, and I was terrified to bring him. But we went to the life group, and they were super welcoming. I go to a pretty funny life group anyway, but they were in there playing with his hair and joked about bejeweling and bedazzling his hair, and were super welcoming to him, and just had a huge presence of Christ and what Christ's love looks like in that classroom.
I believe my first day back at church in over a decade was Easter Sunday earlier this year. And went there, and a few weeks later we watched a baptism over in the hangar. And at the end of it, it was Seth that did the baptism. At the end of the service, he asked if anybody else wanted to get baptized, that he could baptize them at the beginning of the next service in the hangar. And one of our boys, Corbin, raised his hand and he wanted to get baptized. And Seth came over and spoke with us, and we decided that we'd wait a couple weeks for him to get baptized so that we could get the entire family, because Grace wasn't with us that day, and we wanted her and the entire family to be there to witness and be a part of the baptism. And I believe it was the week after that is when I got saved and asked Jesus into my heart. And then it was the week after that that all of us got baptized. And it was Charlotte and I and Corbin and Elliot and Grace that all got baptized together in the hangar. And that was, I guess, the beginning of my new life as a newly found Christian again. And the thing that blows me away about everything is that all of this started from just a simple invitation when Belinda invited Charlotte to church, and everything was just a snowball effect and everything changing from there on out. And I know because of that my life has made a complete 180, and my life is better in every aspect of it. And I'm so thankful that I'm where I'm at today, and all of it's because of just a simple invitation.